Okay, now we're going to set up the SmartForm T-extrusion shopping centre system. So the first thing you do is unpack all the bags and lay your extrusion out on the floor so you can see where everything is. Now, some of the systems are numbered, some of them aren't. Obviously, if they're numbered, you'll follow the numbers. But if they're not, that's not a big deal. So, being a shopping centre system, all of your uprights, and uprights obviously because they will be standing upright when they're done, are 1.4 high. So the first thing, if you group them together by length, you'll be able to lay them all out, and you'll notice that all these 1.4 metre ones. So I would lay them out into a square, so they're going to be your uprights. You'll obviously have 2 on each square, and you've also then obviously looking at your top and bottom, because these will form your sides. So in this case, we've got 2 walls for this demonstration. We've got a 2 metre wall, so it's easy to obviously work out that these long lengths here are going to be the top and the bottom, because that's obviously what forms your width. You've also got a 1 metre wall here, so I've got that laid out already. And to join the walls together, we actually use these square, sometimes octagonal posts, and this is obviously most of the time you will find a square, so that's where one wall will eventually be set up to come off this direction, and then another wall might be, so obviously a corner will go off in that other direction. But we'll put the walls, a wall or 2 together first. So we'll start with the small one. So we already know that we've got our 1.4 metre lengths here, so they're your uprights. So this one's labelled top and bottom, so it doesn't matter which way you do it, it is the same. But so to join the corners together, first thing you do, so you put the corners in together, and you use this little tool that's supplied, and you turn it 90 degrees. Now you'll actually feel it. You will actually feel it lock in once it's there. Oops. Get that together properly. Now you'll actually feel it stop. So this one's, there we go. Now that can't go any further, so you know it's locked in. Then we come over to here, and we'll line that up. And same thing again, lock that one together. So the bottom's done, and it is quite firm once it's done up. Now we'll move over to the top. Okay. So we'll line these 2 up together. Now that's pretty much holding itself in place now, and again we just put these, turn these 180 degrees, lock that in. Now that's pretty much one wall. That's one wall totally made up. Now what you can do at this stage, we can put the fabric on, but what we might do at this point is we'll actually get the corner post, because we know we're going to have a wall coming off here, and you can use these little hand levers. So this is just another way of doing this little tool. So we'll pull that in, pull that in so it's tied up against the side of the frame, and we'll just use that to lock it in position. So you don't need the tool for this one. Okay, so that's pretty much complete. We've got one wall complete. Now the only thing left to do now, is that's pretty much it, is just to put your fabric panel in. So in this instance, you can do it either way, but we will lay it down to do that. So we'll come over here, and we'll grab the smaller of our pieces. Now, obviously, you're just going to do the same again. So we'll put, in this instance, we have a black line on the bottom, but we know that obviously this is 1.4 high here, so we know which way to lay it. Now, if you come down to the corner here with your fabric, so you take your fabric, you fold the sewing line over, and you push it into the groove very easily. Again, so we're going to do the corner first, and we're just going to do it about 15 centimeters across, and we'll leave that there, and we'll actually come over here. Before we do any more, again, we'll push this one in, we'll fold it over, push that thread in there, fold it over, push the thread in here, and again, we'll just do a little bit again each side. So we're actually going to put in our 4 corners first. It makes it a little bit easier as it gets to the tighter stages where the tension's pulling. Pull a little bit along, again fold it over. And we'll just slide that along. So you can start to put in a little bit more now. Now your last corner will obviously be the tightest. because it's the last one to go. So bring that along. Again, folding it over, pulling it, stretching it towards you, because it will be quite tight. It's meant to be, otherwise you'll get a lot of creases. And again, pulling that out, folding it over and using your fingers to push it, stretch it towards you. Now we basically can just run our fingers along and finish that off now. That's great. Now that is one wall. Let's just stand that up now. That's one wall totally complete. So again, you could actually put if I had another wall coming off in this direction, you could actually put that corner, that square corner post on and just lock it in now and then start on my next wall. And these are double-sided too, so in a shopping centre display you'll actually have the other side of the wall, do exactly the same thing. Once you've got your corner post on obviously, so you can get your hands in here to do these locks, and then start your other wall. So now we'll just go and do the bigger wall. We'll do one more wall for an example. Now I'll just go a little bit quicker this time. So we've got our uprights already sorted. Once you get used to this, setting up the whole system will be lucky to take you 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so now that wall is already complete. So what we might do, we'll put the fabric in this one. Again, we'll run that same black line along the bottom to keep it in sync with the other one. Do the corner again. Come over here and do this corner. Now, if you don't do it up enough, if you do it too short, you don't push it on enough, sometimes it will pop out. So in that case, just push in a little bit more, maybe push it down a little bit further. Okay. So as you start to get to the end, some of the bigger panels can be a little bit tighter to pull in. So unfortunately, if they don't have that, if they're not quite tight, then they will end up with creases at the end. So now we'll pull that one in. Now, if it is starting to get really tight, one thing that will help too, go a little bit further along than where you're pushing it in. Grab the plastic strip and pull it down towards you. And then just use your hand and run it along. Now, as you can see, that's a lot easier now. Just do a little piece at a time. Okay, so now we'll step up. That's another wall complete. Now, we'll show you how these join together. Oops, missed one more here. Okay, so what you can do, this is where you can actually join the walls together. So, now, obviously if we were joining these together on a straight wall, you would simply push these in here and just lock it with the hand tool. But also, normally a corner post is where you're taking another wall off in a different direction. So in this case, we're going to turn it this way. Now this would normally be where, so again, we're going to put that groove in the end here and just going to lock that in. Now that's locked That's completely locked together. Now once you've set it all up, it's actually quite easy then to go and do your other panels on the other side. So once the structure's all firmly in place, go and put the other panel on the other side. And that's it.